Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright Trilogy for the Nintendo Switch.
Woohoo!
Brought to you by Capcom.
Oh, yeah!
Today, Amber's Pipes are gonna get some pretty crazy stuff with Old Bag and Company.
Yay!
So like, comment, subscribe. It's crime fighting time.
Time to serve up some justice! Yeah.
All right, here we go, Old Bag.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went out to pace around in the hallway. Front of this room.
Hang on a second.
Front of his room.
Miss Old Bag, what was your post on that night?
The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that traveling show.
Okay.
But I refused to help. And I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nerves. I don't know if I should do like a mug over my face for that.
No.
Okay.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on.
Yes.
No pain, just do your thing, please. Thank you.
Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. You know? So, I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little.
I'm gonna make the cat dizzy if you shake her while doing that voice.
Well, she's like on my lap here.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door when you weren't doing your job?
There was something I was interested in finding out. You know how it is.
Nope. Something you were interested in, and just what was that about?
It's not some little thing I can't go around telling everyone. You know, I gotta keep secrets, and it's top secret between me and Juan.
Why does she have a wedding ring?
Because she's married.
To who?
I don't know. Maybe it's her late husband.
Okay.
An edgy poo, of course. Maybe she's looking for Edgeworth to be her next husband.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this? She was interested in what now? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. And old women, although grandmothers are fine, as long as they bake cookies. Gossip, huh? But I should prove irrelevant. It should prove irrelevant. We can always have it
Appended.
Yeah. We could always have it appended to her testimony later.
Or is it appended? It looks like we shouldn't force it right now, Phoenix.
And did the witness stand in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? That's a good question.
Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time.
Yeah, I'll bet. Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Kurita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born, so I could go. Okay. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
I'm 23.
In any case, the witness then saw someone correct. Everybody's like, please, though.
That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room.
Hang on a second. Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say.
What?
This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny.
Oh, does it now?
The man that came out of Juan's room, he was...
Yes? Who was he?
Oh, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
That's how she gets the job done.
Yep.
Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard, man on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
You saw my client? Are you sure about that?
Yes, see.
Really?
Annoying brat! When I say I saw someone, I saw that person!
Why do I get a sense of deja vu with this witness? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further.
What was the person's clothes, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, let's try that one. C. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are! Really, as if something like that really matters?
But it does.
It does, because then we can verify it was him. Now? What was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing, that racing jacket.
Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center, too.
Oh my gosh, I feel like somebody posed as him. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of there. Whoa! Men!
Right. So, Mr. Knight, PG chat, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
I think it is, because somebody else could have been wearing his outfit.
Well, yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't know.
Of course it was important, Your Honor, I think. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important?
Oh.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? What? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please continue.
Also, if we can prove that guy was wearing something else that night, then it couldn't have been him. Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must, you badmouth people all the time.
Okay.
He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for...
Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket?
What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
She is so sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption.
Why is she wearing that outfit? She may not remember things or be mistaken here and there, but I don't think she's lying, Phoenix.
That's bad for us. Real bad.
But that's how the human mind is. It also has the tendency to jump off topic.
Hey, what now? What?
She's strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right?
Sweet.
Sweet?
Sorry, you bored me there with the old lady. That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Ghost.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room.
I feel like we need to present something back.
I feel like
where she was talking about the fancy racing jacket.
I feel like we should accuse her of murder again. And get her on the edge.
You're a terrible person.
Water.
You're really bad, Amber.
That's what I would do. I would just accuse her of murder every time until she tells the truth. What?
Fancy racing jacket. If he was really wearing his fancy racing jacket, I have a question. Wouldn't his jacket have blood on it? If he was the one who killed the guy.
Yes! Oh my gosh! You're right, Luke.
It's the only things that we have.
Because that thing had blood on it. It would have had, especially if he did that thing with a knife, it would have, like, sprayed back.
Yeah, because look at Juan Carita. He was stabbed.
So then it would have gotten on him.
Right. Why is there no markings on his clothing?
All right,
let's try
show the button, because that proves... yeah.
Miss Oldbag!
What? Don't say my name for no reason, Sonny!
Do you know what this is?
Ah! It's button number 2 on the Jammin' Ninja's costume!
Why would you... Never mind.
Button number 2? What?
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance. Ugh.
Wow. Give it here! Give it here! If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this!
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in. Ugh.
Ew.
This button was discovered on Mr. Unguard's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of doubt it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pelts of his Nickel Samurai costume's pants.
See? And on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Witness! Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, didn't you say that the defendant, man on guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket?
What? Oh yeah, that's right, he was caught up in a different outfit!
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear! If I wore the trendiest dress, but then I had to put up with the weird and ridiculous looking hideous outfit, Ralph got the tape recorder stuck right on you. It's heavy. So we're heavy that I wish I had some CDs. Dreaming for kids? Understand? Take a look at the mirror. Yourself, documentary Curlin.
Enough. Hold your tongue still there for a second. What you saw in actuality is what? Was not Mr. Ungard the man you... But Mr. Ungard, the Nickel Samurai!
But when you think about it...
Say what now? Oh, gosh.
They're really one and the same, anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point that we're talking about.
Edgy Pooh, do you think so too?
Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness, I think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you justify. Justify, sister.
All right, if you insist, Judgy.
I should be the one sighing, not her.
But you're sweating for the both of us.
I feel like it. Okay.
On guard! Yes, now I remember! The Nickel Samurai! That's right, it was the Nickel Samurai that I saw! Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? He must have worn that Nickel Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Wait, but you just said he was in the jacket!
I knew it! I knew you'd say he was inside that costume!
What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things!
But the possibility does exist!
Youngins today, I've told you there's no way it was anyone else!
How do you know that, though?
Because I said so! And what I say is the truth.
Oh my gosh. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
But then you accused her of murder last time.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness and don't claim that she hurt anyone. We've already been through that song and dance.
I want to. I don't like
Oh my gosh. Here we go again.
On guard! Yes, now I remember that guy. The Nickel Samurai, that's right. It was the Nickel Samurai that I saw.
Hang on. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not.
Not too long ago? Let me ask you this. When you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Nobody's really asked me that. Well, I wanted to be a Judge Wagner hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look at where you are now. You're not a Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
Well...
What I said earlier? Who put Sonny Wayne into things like that? And now with everything, I can't be held responsible for the past. But
since when did court become theatrics over testimonies?
but we just proved that she's lying. All that matters is the man was inside the costume. Isn't that enough? But you don't know who was inside of it. And you said you saw him in the jacket.
I know, this is...
So you lied. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder, so I'll switch my testimony.
And why would that be?
Well, that way no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see for him to do that.
Yeah, they would.
In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
I know. You are such an annoying child. You know that. You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that you're always doing that to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
What?
He had to go to that post-ceremony show, you know? After the crowd, you know?
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja.
Of course they included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give it a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway. So, he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
You talk about when he stabbed him with this tiny knife? Oh, yeah, whatever.
A butter knife?
Exactly. Please take a look at this, witness.
Yeah, so it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with it, I'll have you know that it won't even work.
No, that's not my intention at all.
Oh no, a butter knife.
That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, don't you know why this is a piece of evidence is very important to this case? No. No, you don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it. Even I didn't know that. The judge is smarter than me today.
Yep, he is.
Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I'm driving at. What are you driving at? And whose car are you driving?
Let's go for a drive.
If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife.
You're right.
Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on the knife right off. Really?
Because he probably had gloves in his costume.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he? Oh,
snap.
So in order to commit a crime, I would just have to wear gloves, and then burn said gloves. Interesting.
What?
I mean, what? No. He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
Luke, you can't get away with that anymore because you would leave your, hair and stuff, and, tiny little pieces of your skin, of your DNA would fall off of you.
Wow. And why would he do something like that to leave his prints on the murder weapon? Crushing my dreams, Amber.
Sorry.
There's no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility.
Huh?
Then let's hear your possibility.
Yeah.
It's very simple, right? The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off. But the murder still did take place. It's well known that there was blood between the defendant and the victim. Bad blood. Yes, I have heard that before, along with that horrible Batman movie.
They've got bad blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Amber's dancing, so it's kind of distracting.
I'm sorry! I've had a lot of coffee today!
Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory?
Wait, what do we say again? Think about it one more time. What was the question again? I don't know.
Up until now, so there are no problems. There's a contradiction. Think about it some more.
I forgot what he said because I was talking. I was not paying attention.
Think about it one more time. There are no problems, I guess. Let's try that one. I can't see any real problems with this theory.
But if you let Edgeworth's theory stand, Phoenix, then we're one very large step closer to a guilty verdict.
Okay, so it wasn't that choice.
Look at the court record again, and take another shot at it.
Yeah, I just have to think about it one more time. Mr. Knight, please make your decision soon. I have to tee off in 10 minutes. So let me get this straight. Edgeworth Theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory?
Yeah, there's a contradiction, but then why would he bring a knife from his room?
You're right. This theory contradicts something in an earlier one. What are you babbling about?
We're babbling about the truth, Edgeworth.
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Angard was the killer, if that's the case. I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent.
Because of the knife!
You want to choose the knife again?
Okay, if you don't want to.
Alright, let's try the knife again. This knife, this was used by Mr. Angard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that already. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, then he brought this knife with him and he went to visit Mr. Kurita?
Yeah!
I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. Oh. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he?
Nope.
Sorry, I sounded like the judge there. Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from the
Supposition 1!
Yeah, whatever that is. Supposition. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be a glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprint shouldn't have been all over it like bees on honey.
Oh, that's right. It would have wiped off as he was holding it.
And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Yeah! You tell him, Phoenix! You go, Ace!
Order! Was the knife really planted by the killer?
Yeah, it was, Judge.
Why would the murderer do such a thing?
To
frame Matt!
Yeah!
Now we're on a roll. It's to frame my client, Mr. Angard, of course.
Duh, Judge.
To frame him?
Yeah, it's called framing.
Hold on a second. Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Shh! Stay in your corner, Edgeworth.
Yeah, but we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Yeah!
Ah! Witness! Old bag.
Looks like I made your life a teeny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
You think? Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Angard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on television, perhaps?
But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now! Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
Oh, really? She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai, eh?
She was waiting for one.
All right, then. Who were you waiting around for, then?
Oh, I know. Well, that's top secret to anyone outside of security.
Probably Juan. I have a feeling that you were waiting for Juan Carida. Am I correct, witness?
Good guess, Judge. The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Old Bag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But if it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita...
Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
If it's who I think Mia's hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you?
Oh, she was gonna get a picture of, Adrian.
No, I don't think she was getting a picture. She was waiting for the girlfriend to leave. Or the fake girlfriend.
Oh, I thought she was gonna get a picture so she could expose her and get a scoop.
No, that would be Lotta. Lotta's not here.
Oh yeah, you're right. I got them mixed up.
Who is this person? She's magnificent. This is Adrian Andrews, Miss On Guard's manager, and Rocky's wife. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room? It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor. Tabloids. I see. The judge seems to be really into the article. Can it be called such a thing?
Wow.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Oh, yeah.
Adrian Andrews, without a doubt. The witness thought so as well.
Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to the confidentiality stuff. Then...
Witness? What in the world are you?
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling.
Star Wars.
I've got some information, some very secretive information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that. I don't feel like she was doing it for her own research.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here? I really don't want to do this. However, I simply cannot let this point slide. I see. Very well then, witness. Please testify about this secret information.
Get ready! This is gonna take the wind out of your young head sails!
I'm sure that we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old.
Be quiet, Sonny!
You can't hear my inner monologue!
I'm psychic!
Wow.
That guard is one evil man!
Uh-huh.
He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action! Oh, and this is top secret, so you got that? Nobody else but you and me know, okay? Yeah.
Interesting. The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court!
He did not. What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Huh?
Never heard that one before.
I have never heard that saying.
Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Miss Andrews person? We have looked into this matter and found that the truth of the article possesses is in fact baseless gossip. But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Why would he send his manager there?
I know. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
That seems like a pretty stupid thing to do. Be careful, Phoenix. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right! A guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth!
Well, as the old saying goes, you've gotta burn old bags with fire.
Whoa.
Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone.
Let's hit her. Yeah, right in the afterburner. Transformers slang.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, but that was a Top Gun reference.
Oh.
Facepalm!
That guard is one evil man!
You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
That's right. Well, it's true. That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. They were getting to know each other. Look, it says so right here in this tabloid, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss A.A. Well, couldn't it be coincidence? Somebody else's name?
Yeah, sure. But the name of the magazine this came from is called Gossip Land.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lies? Pretty much. What do you know? I suppose next you'll swear to me that this news is 100% truth? Oh. Alright.
Oh, gosh.
Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip. It's pretty much the same thing.
I'm sorry. Discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright.
But
discriminate? When did I do anything like that?
she kind of has a point. Anyway, a guard will never get me to say touche.
Touche.
He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal.
What scandal? A scandal, eh? What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you, Sonny? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days?
No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal... You know what?
Well, that guard thought he could own a monopoly of popularity. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan.
Hold it. You don't have any proof that Mr. Unguard did any such thing.
You must be suffering from a shock. The shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much of shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right. I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you.
All right then, Sonny. Show me what you got. Can you show me proof that Unguard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan? I wonder what kind of evidence we have.
No. I don't have anything to offer.
See? Just as I thought. And you were lecturing me without saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want. Whatever I want, silly boy.
Me and my big mouth.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. For you, anyway. I can't condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret you got there? Anybody else but you and me know? Okay.
Go through this. Wait!
What? I'm a busy woman.
Secret information that no one else knows yet? If that's true, then how do you know this secret information?
Huh? Well, that's because...
I thought so.
It's a secret. Even if I drew...
How in the world did that old bat get this secret piece of information? Present evidence! So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? Good point.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that!
Witness!
I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire your secret info, isn't it?
The camera!
Whoa.
Has to be. The investigative photograph, Lana Hart. Lana? Oh yes, I remember that mischievous, crazy girl. Yes, Your Honor. The reporter that she said lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing? On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews.
What? Outrageous ideas, you say?
No, I said impressions.
Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless.
Aha! That's it! That's the note!
No! You see, this is something completely different! This is my top secret list of groceries to buy!
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note?
I'm a huge fan of Juan's. That famous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil Unguard. She said so herself. Unguard is his sidekick.
What?
She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking out what she had written.
What?
Edgy Pooh! You believe me, don't you?
No.
I was only trying to help out like the angel that I am. It's only a little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
Somehow the old lady has become Lotta Hart. You really should come up with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine! Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just once. She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No. Pile on more pressure!
Whoa.
If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a defining blow to the prosecution. Witness! You said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from a terrible, lonely trash can. That's all.
You're lying, blast you, and I can prove it!
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
Oh, Miss Oldbag.
Oh wait.
I don't believe that note is the only thing you stole that night. Shazam!
What?
Miss Oldbag, that note was with a camera inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yeah, yesterday Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her missing camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie, $1,600 camera disappeared." Something like that. Why, witness? That's theft!
What is it, Gramps?
Stay awake, witness. If you have the note, then it's only logical that you would have the camera, too.
Grr! Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this the camera? Is this the camera you're looking for?
Yep, that's the camera.
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know? I still eat meals like you and fall in love and burn things for people. A lot.
I think our definition of bottle is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it says Scumbag Celebrity Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of pictures she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff! Check this camera's photos. Hurry! We must examine them at once. Wow.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have here? There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case, Your Honor. Please represent it. Please give it to the court. Not to represent, that's... he's in his costume.
Oh.
This is the Nickel Samurai in his sweet getup.
See? I told you. That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. Photo of Lotta's added to the court record. What does this all mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Ongard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume. If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is... that's right, Your Honor, the defendant. Ooh. How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright? The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it up, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make that mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess, which is this photograph that Lotta took. There's something strange with it. There's something strange with this photo. I knew this was coming, right? Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth? I think we can all agree that there is nothing strange with this photograph.
Huh?
There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo with a bunker busted. Debunk with a bunker buster? If that's where you're planning to do this, Mr. Wright? What? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time, guys. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? I have to find something wrong with this photo. I can't let this chance go by. I already saw what's wrong with this photo. Where in the heck did they take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take good shots, especially when it counts, Lotta?
I know, right?
Then let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? The fact that you can't see the person's feet.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one right here. What are you pointing at, his ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And what does this mean? The costume person in this photo could not have been Mr. On Guard. What is the meaning of this?
What?
What? I wonder if you would care to elaborate with actual facts, that is.
Yeah, I don't think so, Edgeworth.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster, shall we? You can see his feet. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the dress thing. His socks? You can see his socks! That's right. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his pants up just to walk.
Whoa.
There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant.
Whoa!
Order! All right, I think I've turned things around this time. Maybe.
That's curious, Phoenix.
What is?
Edgeworth is usually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride, huh? What do you mean by that exactly?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
What? Doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged this case at all? Oh, fantastic. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not Matt, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
Whoa!
Can we just go to recess, please?
I know.
I figured it would come to this. What? Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that this person inside this costume is not Matt. In that case, who is this photo of? Who's the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so blasted calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? Someone who's way too short. The girl!
Yeah!
Miss Andrews, what are you? If you want to know who the Nickel Samurai was, it's none other than this woman. And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. On Guard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. On Guard that night. And now, how does this all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. On Guard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as the murder weapon?
Whoa.
Why don't you just say what it is you want to write? I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn it around. The defense moves to indict Miss Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida.
Whoa!
It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Good golly.
Whoa! Objection!
Order! Order!
Order the court!
It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. This court is issuing a subpoena of Miss Andrews right away. A verdict cannot be passed without her hearing her testimony. All right. Yes, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us, Phoenix.
What do you mean by that?
I am Adrian Andrews. If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more day? Ah! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... All right, we'll set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to raise an objection.
Yeah, objection.
Now then, court will... Hold on a second. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. What? No, I can't do that. I have a golf game. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she's not...
Well...
I hate wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth. Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But my golf game! We cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing
Miss Andrews. Yeah.
Happening according to plan, even Wright has a bit slow to catch on. Ah! What? Alright, what is the meaning of your statement, Mr. whatever your name is? Miss Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness.
Huh?
Everything? Everything was planned out in advance by him?
Somehow I knew there was no way that Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle is far from over, Phoenix.
Exactly. Very well, then. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Thank God.
I know.
All right, so anyway, guys and gals, that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you with more Ace Attorney with the trial of Miss Andrews, or rather her testimony. Till then, God bless and happy gaming. Check out some more of our videos. Bye-bye.
See ya!